Good evening to you all today. Okay, so I didn't really think I should have to talk about this, but I'm like, you know what? I need to talk about this because apparently there are a lot of people that don't really get this. Okay, and I've had this said to me so many times throughout my life to where it just leaves me puzzled sometimes, and I don't be understanding it. So it must be some type of either a traumatic thing that people do or don't do, or it is something in the demonic realm that's just rude. Okay, those things are rude and unruly. So throughout my life, especially with me being grown, I've had people to tell me, so you spoke to that person and you don't even know them. I'm like, yeah, yes, I spoke to them and I don't know them. Do you know people speak to me all the time and I don't know who they are? And if I didn't speak to them, that would be super rude, right? Let's say that I'm walking just like I do, every now and then, and y'all have seen this for yourself, and somebody blow or speak. I shouldn't have to know who they are for me to speak back. I shouldn't have to be like, okay, let me see who this is before I speak back. It is so rude not to. Like, so you mean to tell me that if somebody speak to me, I'm supposed to be like, know who that is speaking to me? They better go on. Who is that? Like, no, you don't do that. You speak to people when they speak to you. I remember this guy, he had came to this place where I worked at in the past. Nice looking guy, whatever. I seen him a few times where I was working, just coming in and out. And one day, well, I had got moved. I got moved to a different department, so I ended up leaving out a different door, and I left out of the back door, and he happened to be sitting in the police truck in the back or on the side. The back is kind of like the side. So while he's sitting in his truck, he waves like this, and I wave back, and I'm looking like I don't know who that is, but I still speak anyway. So he happened to get out of his truck as I'm walking to my car. I was like, "Oh, hi! I didn't know that was you." He said, "You didn't notice me?" I said, "Nope." He said, "So you just be speaking to people and you don't know who they are?" I said, "Yes." I said, "What if I didn't speak back? Then what?" But I was like, that is so weird to me. So you just don't speak to people when they speak to you. Now that is weird to me. Okay, that is rude. Okay. But and also I didn't even know he was a police officer. Didn't know the man was a police officer the whole time I had been seeing him. So I found out something that day. But and also, did y'all know that we entertain angels unaware? Most of the time we're entertaining angels and don't even know it. It was just like this other time. The Lord brought this story up when I was in the grocery store, and I happened to walk past this elderly white man. He didn't seem old, but he seemed old enough. He may have been older, but he just looked better, looked good or whatever. But I passed him, and I ended up going back down the same aisle as him later on while I was in the store. And I happened to be looking for a certain item, and he was looking for something too. So that's when I went and found my item. Then while I was getting my item, he parked beside me in one of the little, the rolling buggy things. And once he parked beside me, it's like he kind of trapped me in there. And I'm looking like, okay. And he said, "Could you please give me this item at the top shelf?" And luckily I could reach it. And so I got him his item. I think it was Worcestershire sauce or something. Or if it was that, it was some A1 sauce or something like that. And I got him his sauce. And when I looked back at him, his man had a whole twinkle in his eye. I have never seen something so bright shine out this man's eye. Like, I have never seen nothing like that before. It was a twinkle. And so I've been puzzled about that ever since then. But I have never seen a light in somebody's eye like that. It was super bright. It wasn't like a reflection either, or like a glare. It was a twinkle. I didn't have to get a man the sauce or nothing. I could have been like, "No, get your own sauce." But why would I do that? To me, that's just like the same thing. Why would I not speak to people? Because truth be told, a lot of people know of me, but I don't know who they are. And there's plenty of people that speak to me and they be like, "Hey, Keisha." And I be looking like, I don't know who that is, but hi, they know my name, apparently. And so it's just not a good look. It's rude, you know. And another thing I want to talk about was when people say come as you are in church and things like that. It was this lady that was doing my daughter hair. I think she did it a few times before I stopped going over there. But she was saying how she was inviting me to her church and was saying that they church is like a come as you are type of church, which all of them should be a come as you are type of deal. But with hers, she was saying how they come to church, but they come in pajama pants and they come in what are these, slippers, house shoes, and stuff like that. And I'm looking like, no, that's not how you supposed to do that. You don't go to church in your night clothes. Like, so you mean to tell me y'all church is okay with rolling out of bed and going to serve God? Like, you didn't brush your teeth or nothing? Like, did you wash your face? Because if you coming in night clothes and stuff like that, then what do y'all got going on? Is it a night service? Did y'all have some type of a sleepover or something? But no, come as you are means come if you are a liar, adulterer, or having trouble with fornication and stuff like that. It don't mean to roll out of your bed and go to church. You know, at least the least you could do is try to borrow a shirt from somebody, find you an old pair of jeans or something and go to church in. You can even put on some penny loafers or something. You really don't have anything. But going to church in night clothes, y'all, it's crazy I gotta say this, but that's not good. It's just like if you showing up for people, if you want somebody to show up for you, let's say you go on a date or something, you got a date and you want them to show up in night clothes, you want them to show up with no effort at all put in, you know, their appearance to see you. I don't think so. And they say that the church is a hospital for sinners, which it is. But also the hospital, I remember Steve Harvey was saying how his mom was telling him, make sure he got on some clean drawers in case he got to go to the hospital. You know, it's about the same thing to me. Like, why? Just in case you got to go to the hospital, make sure you got on some clean drawers. So definitely at least show up right for God is all I'm saying. Some of y'all in relationships like this where the person don't want you to speak. You speak to somebody, they like, who is that? Who is that you speaking to and stuff? Y'all need to quit that. Get out of them type of relationships. You know, you can speak. Like, there's nothing wrong with speaking to people. Nothing wrong with speaking to people, especially if you're in a relationship where let's say somebody was looking at you, but you wasn't looking at them. And the person that you with get mad at you. They get mad at you for somebody looking at you. Like, no, that's not a good relationship at all. If I can't speak, all of that, if I can't speak at least to people and all of that, ain't no use to us talking. Because it's just not, it's not humane, I guess you could say. It's weird. This is why a lot of people are mean today. They mean-spirited because they so concerned with other stuff that don't even matter. Being nice to people should be it should be easy to do, you know. It shouldn't be hard to do. So if it's hard for you to be a decent human being, y'all, you got to get that out of you. You got to come out.